If you keep restarting every single Monday, you need to listen to this before 2026 gets super busy and becomes the same reality that 2025 was for you again. Right? We are calling out the Monday restarters right now. I know you clicked on this because you're like, fuck, that's me. And I want to tell you something. Our brain, our nervous system, our body wants us to stay comfortable. It tests us. It's almost like a game. Think about a dog. Like, we're almost like dogs. Let's think about it. So think of a really aggressive dog, right? You're a bit scared. You start running away. It sees you running. It thinks you're playing a game. So it starts running after you. They're running towards you. You're running further away. You're scared. They think it's a game. It's not a game, right? Our body's the exact same. Our body is playing games. It almost calls us out on our shit. It's like, Jess, you're not going to do that. You're scared. You're going to run away and you're just playing games. You're not serious about your goals. You can't achieve that. You want to stay comfortable. That is the uncomfortable piece we have to push past. We have to push past our brain convincing us that we enjoy staying stuck. We enjoy staying comfortable. Break the pattern today. We have to break the pattern, because how many times have you started something before and the next week later, you're in the exact same place? You've fallen off again. You're feeling lost, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling confused. And this doesn't just go for health and fitness. This goes for, say you picked up a hobby, say you started knitting. The week later, she's in the top of your cupboard collecting dust. You're not touching her again because it was too hard, because it pushed you a little bit further and it made you a bit uncomfortable. That's why you're stuck. That's why you're lost. That's why you're confused. What I've been working on a lot with my one-to-ones is feeling uncomfortable, but communicating it. Right? You're not alone in feeling a bit uncomfortable and a bit scared and a bit lost while doing things. Like, that is not an uncommon feeling. That is what humans are designed to feel, right? We're designed to feel scared. So say you're starting something up. One of my clients said to me, I kind of want to go back to dance in the new year, but I don't know anyone. I'd have to join a whole new like club, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's really scary. I probably won't. And I was like, I totally see how that is scary. Like, that is scary. You don't know who's going to be there and all of the things, but don't let that be the reason that you don't do something. Don't let that be the reason that you don't pick up a hobby. You could make lifelong friends there. And sure, like, I can say all of these things and you're probably thinking, just shut the fuck up. You never know who's going to be there. Equally true. But if you're not going to do things like that, what are you even going to talk about this whole year? It's going to be so mundane for you. Too often I see girls go inwards. You start feeling the feelings, feeling uncomfortable, feeling scared, but instead of communicating it, you go into yourself. You're spiraling. Your mental health is in the bin because you've never felt this feeling before. And this feeling feels really unfamiliar. You don't know what's causing this. So you kind of shut down, you ghost, and it keeps you stuck. Something I see quite often is, I'm not getting results, or I'm not getting the results I desire. I'm going to go binge eat. I'm going to go ghost my coach. I'm going to do all these things. And then a lot of the time I see them come back to me a few weeks or even a month later being like, so this happened. You didn't tell me about any of it. I didn't know anything was going on. Why did you not say anything? And I know why, because it's uncomfortable to admit that we're struggling. Girls don't want to be labeled as emotional. We don't want to be labeled as the damsel in distress who's struggling and needs help, but that's exactly why. That's exactly why I want you to talk to me. I want you to push past this identity that you can't be emotional and you can't describe how you're feeling and talk to someone about like what's going on. I know that having a conversation is hard. It's confronting. And yeah, we don't want to be told that we're emotional, we're too much. Like, we don't want people to see those cracks. So we shut down instead of uncovering the layers. It keeps us stuck. It lets us play small. It means we never achieve the goals that we want, the career, the car, the weight loss, the relationship. If all of this is spiraling right now, I really want you to just speak up and communicate, instead of abandoning the whole thing, giving up on yourself. And I know this might sound harsh, but projecting responsibility. It's always the other person's fault that you're not losing weight. It's always the other person's fault that you stop showing up, committing to your word. This is where we need to look inward, because sometimes at some point, lovingly, you need to take responsibility for where you're not showing up, for where you might be wrong. And I know it's hard to hear this, but you don't want to be that person anymore. You need to break that pattern of old regulation. Abandonment equals unresolved issues equals long-term avoidance. Abandonment, anxiousness. We're conditioned to associate change and that feeling of being uncomfortable with danger. We are literally taught that, oh my gosh, uncomfortable equals danger, unsafe, retreat, retreat, retreat. So every time we plan to level up, every time we plan to and start to eat better, build boundaries, get in a gym routine, our body actually sends signals like, this is unfamiliar, I'm uncomfortable, retreat. So if you're thinking about starting a business this year, and you start thinking about content you're going to create and a page you're going to make, and then you're like, fuck, I don't know what to post. This feels uncomfortable. I don't want to put myself out there. Retreat. If you're thinking about starting to date again and you start creating dates, like start getting on the dating apps, whatever, and like start planning those dates. Say you've booked in a date. That day comes around. Fuck, I don't want to go. I don't even know this guy. This feels really uncomfortable for me and out of my, I don't want to go. Retreat, because it's uncomfortable. But this is actually why it's so important to invest in that support, not just coaching, but whether it's a counselor, a psychologist, having open conversations with people in your life that you can trust. But you need to lean in and communicate. Create safety through change. Far too often I see girls come into one-on-one support, then ghost completely, and then make up 101 excuses as to why they're ghosting. I actually don't want to hear excuses. I want to know what's actually going on underneath it all. And if you're coming in and not wanting to be honest and be present and be in this space, I'm going to call you out on it, because I'm not the coach for you. If you want to stay uncomfortable and you want to stay comfortable and you want to stay stuck. I'm not the coach for you if you want someone to hold your hand and validate your bullshit excuses. I'm never going to do that, because it keeps you stuck. It keeps you overweight. It keeps you unhappy. It keeps you stuck in the same cycle over and over again. I'm not going to sit here and say, yeah, it is okay that you've missed 15 workouts in a row. Yeah, it is okay that you didn't come to our booked meeting. It's not fucking okay. It's not okay to not communicate. It's not okay to ghost someone. And this is the part where you lean in and communicate. So think right now, where am I ghosting my friends? Where am I not showing up in ways that I said I would? Do I actually need to invest in external support? Because there also is a time and place where I'm actually just a coach. Like, I can't be your therapist, right? As much as I love talking on the mental health piece, like it's not within my scope to start talking about, mental health. But I'll have girls come in saying, I'm really struggling with this, I'm really struggling with that. How about seeing a psych? Oh, I went to one that was so shit. So you give up? Go find another one. I'm sure there's someone out there for you. Don't give up, and don't assume that they're just so shit because you're not happy with the outcome. Speak up and communicate rather than retreating. Create safety through change. Don't just think, I've signed up, I've booked an appointment, instant results, instant transformation, everything's going to get better. Like, you equally need to do the work. And I think as well, we really get stuck in this identity loop, and we're becoming the girl who is constantly trying again. We're becoming the girl who falls off every week, never follows through, and it's the identity that you've convinced yourself of. You almost wear it as a badge of honor. I actually have an example of this. I recently actually turned someone away. She wanted to work with me one-to-one, and I actually told her, no, I can't take you on, because she came in saying, I fall off every second week. Like, she was so negative about how she was. And she wasn't willing to change. She wasn't willing to let go of this I fall off every fortnight identity. She wasn't willing to let go of that. She kept wearing it as a badge of honor and kept coming back to it and talking about it over and over again. And don't get me wrong, people come to me all the time and say, I fall off every second week and I'm done with it. Good, because you're showing me that you're ready to change. But saying I fall off every second week and that's just what I do, and like, you're not even sitting here prepared to change. So I'm not even having that conversation with you. And I turned her away, because I said, the longer that you hold on to this identity and the longer you keep saying this about yourself, the longer you're going to be stuck in this cycle. And signing up to coaching isn't going to change that unless you're willing to put in the work. Drop the identity, drop the belief, because nothing will change if you continue to wear this. You need to lean into a new era and stop wearing it as a badge of honor. Procrastinators, I just procrastinate all the time, so I leave all my workouts last minute, I leave my meal. Yeah, okay, because you're telling me you're a procrastinator. You're wearing it as a badge of honor. I've procrastinated my whole life. Okay, first of all, you can change your life right now in this minute. Second of all, stop wearing it as a badge of honor. I'm a procrastinator. What is that getting you? Nothing. People to say, oh, like, that sucks, giving you like tips, tricks that you don't even want, secondary gain. What's the point of that? Stop wearing that. If you want to change, get rid of that identity. Stop saying you're a procrastinator. Stop saying you fall off every second week. And this is me, like in this video, taking this fucking badge off you. Take it off. Stop saying that about yourself. Because every week you subconsciously and unconsciously turn back into that person. When you're trying to become more, but you're still thinking, oh, but I'm a procrastinator, it's probably not going to work for me, you're going to keep falling into that. And I actually recently, like, trust me, I'm not a bitch. I had someone say to me, similar, but she was like, I really want to change. But I said, where do you see yourself in 6 to 12 months or whatever? And she's like, maybe in the same place because these things never work for me. And I was like, the negative self-talk on you is astronomical. I was like, you stop that, like literally right now. If you're going to come in with that energy, nothing is going to change. No one had ever called her out for that before. She had worked with other coaches before who kept her small, who validated her excuses, who just kept her running in circles doing the same shit all the time. And she liked it, of course. It served her at the time because she was validated. I was like, I'm not going to validate you. That's bullshit. We're not doing that. And I'm actually like not a cunt, right? I'm not a cunt. I just want you to win. I want you to have more. And I'm not going to validate. Why have you missed 15 workouts in a row? Not good enough. I'm not going to just be like, it's okay. It's fine. No, it's not. No, it's not. This is why you're in the same rut and you have been for years and years and years. And I needed to hear this sincerely from a girl 20 kilos heavier. I struggled with this same bullshit all the time. Because shift happens when she becomes that girl whose baseline is just consistency, showing up, messy action. Not the girl who, I need to restart every week because I'm a procrastinator. I need to restart because I fall off every week. Like, change your thought patterns. Challenge yourself. What do you listen to? Do you wake up in the morning and consume the news? And I'm not telling you it's right or wrong to consume the news, not consume the news, but you already know that consuming the news for like 5 minutes in the morning can lead to like 8 hours of unhappiness and you being affected by the news from consuming it at the start of the day. Even all the recent events. Were you stuck on your phone watching everything going on and getting really upset about it and feeling consumed about it? I know you were, because I saw so many girls saying they were extremely sad, struggling, and feeling really unwell because of it all. If we didn't have social media, we wouldn't have seen those videos. We wouldn't know the half of the things that were going on, and we wouldn't have felt that same capacity that we felt. Of course, you're going to feel empathy. You're going to feel scared. You're going to feel upset. You're going to feel the things, but just know that everything you felt was tenfold because of social media. And I love social media. Like, it's my job. Like, I work on social media. I'm not demonizing social media. But what are you surrounding yourself with? What are you consuming? Who do you listen to? Are you listening to the news in the morning? Because I will tell you right now, I listen to a feel-good, fun podcast or playlist. I'm getting in the mood. I'm dancing around. I'm excited to, get my hair slicked back, put on a little bit of makeup, put on my earrings, put on my rings, get into my workout, put on a hot activewear set. I'm listening to feel good music or podcasts that I love to consume that make me feel good, or I'm learning more about business, about, habit stacking, like whatever it is, I'm listening and learning more and consuming things that feel good. I'm not going onto TikTok and looking for drama. I'm not going onto TikTok and consuming media that is literally made to scare us. It is literally clickbait, and it's made to make us feel upset, uncomfortable. It's made to make us think something. And I think from all of it, it really just goes to show that we can just be told whatever and believe it. There was so much misinformation coming out, and all of us were just believing it, right? So I just think, I really want you to think on that. How can I break the pattern? How can I change my environment? How can I clean my space? How can I work on my sleep routine? Just little small things that really add up to, it starts at the start of the morning. So can I wake up to my alarm and not go on my phone? I know it's hard. Our phone's right there. Our alarm's on our phone and we want to just touch it. Can we charge it in a different room? And I know that sounds crazy, but can we start with first 5 minutes, I'm not touching my phone. Then take 10 minutes, then 15 minutes. And then I actually don't need it in the room anymore, because by 15 minutes, I'm probably already out of bed and starting my morning routine. That's why I literally put on the podcast, right? Because if you put on a podcast, you can't go onto like TikTok or Instagram really, because it stuffs up like the podcast, right? And the volume's all stuffed up and stuff. So it actually stops you from going on and consuming. And don't be putting on a negative podcast. We want good vibes. Even if you're like a true crime lover, it is not the time. We just woke up, we're fresh, our brain is reset, we've just had our 8 to 9 hours and we're ready to go. Don't just instantly consume something negative. We need to be really neutral and calm. One of my goals for the new year is to just feel really neutral about things. I'm done feeling scared because of old patterns and behaviors. I'm done feeling overwhelmed or questioning things because of how I've been brought up or whatever. Like, I actually just want to feel really neutral and not stress about things. And I think that is a really good thing as well for you to take in. Like, I'm just going to feel neutral about my health and fitness. I'm not going to feel like I've done 101 things and never succeeded before, which that's okay if that's the truth, right? But don't think this isn't going to work either. It does. Toned and trendy fucking works. Every single girl that comes in with the same worry and fear. I see you all. They leave feeling 10 out of 10. I've been training girls for years, because they love it inside my world. Because I understand. I've been there. I've been 20 kilos heavier. I've worked with people who just kept me stuck in my bullshit. I've done the stupid low calorie diets. I've tried to cut carbs. I have PCOS. I've been through all these things, and I understand what you're feeling, but there has to be a time and place where you're like, I'm not holding on to this identity anymore. My identity was, as you know, oh, I can't get a flat stomach because I have PCOS. Oh, I look so skinny fat. Okay, get out of a fucking diet, eat enough calories, and put in the work. One of my girls came to me. I literally can never stick to a diet. I'm always eating 1,200 calories. It never works for me. I was like, that's too little. Let's go up. She's very short. She's a very tiny human. But I was like, let's go up. I know that your body can handle it. And let's go. She was like, my goal is to hit under 60 kilos. The other day, she weighed in at 59.9. I was literally cheering in. Like, I saw her and I was like, I can't believe this right now. And in her photos, she was wearing a bikini, and the bikini bottoms were so tight in her original photos, and they are so loose now. And oh my, it actually makes me like, just showing girls that, why am I literally crying? This is so embarrassing for me. Just showing girls that you don't need to wear that badge of honor anymore, and you can actually do the thing, and you don't need to do it in this scary, crazy way. And the amount of times, like, we have probably spent 18 months in the same place, right? Think about this. I'm talking about the old version of me. You've probably spent the last 12 months trying to do it yourself. Trial and error, feeling frustrated, giving up, stuck in this cycle of restart. But if you actually just invested in a coach, you would have time collapsed that. You would have got it done so much quicker. Like 4 to 6 months, you could have literally achieved what you've just spent the last 12 months trying to achieve, but not have actually achieved yet. So I just want you to think about that, because the cost of being on the wrong train for too long is more expensive, right? It's more expensive being on the wrong train, on the wrong journey for longer than getting on the right train and the right journey. You're going to waste so much money on this longer train because you're not doing the right things, or you're relying on supplements and all of these things that you could have just put the money for the supplements into coaching and transform your life in literally 50% less time. Insane. So if you're starting every single Monday, I hope this gives you a bit of insight onto challenging yourself. Change your thought patterns, change what you listen to, change your environment, who you're consuming, and stop wearing everything with a badge of honor. That is all from me. I really hope that you have been loving this month of episodes. I've been absolutely loving the conversation. Just remember, I upload every single Wednesday, and if you're loving it, follow along, subscribe, all of the things so that you get notifications every week when I upload, and rate the podcast 5 stars. We're really trying to grow in 2026, and I want you to share this with all your besties that you think also need to hear the things. That is all from me, and I'll catch you next week. Mwah.